So guys, it's almost Sunday morning. I'm making my greens. I want to show you what I've been doing to restore my health. You may not think it's important, but my grandmother lived 15 years longer than my mom. And I'm going to tell you what she did. She would cook greens on Sundays. And I said, wow, what was the trick? And now when I see all of these commercials about people putting powdered green, they buying $15 and $30 worth of these containers with different greens in them, and they put them in their smoothie. I said, all you got to do is cook it on Sunday. You're gonna cook your Sunday dinner, cook some greens, and don't be afraid. Not just eating salad during the week. Salad during the week is okay, but don't overcook your greens because you'll cook the nutrients out. Cook them for about 5 minutes. But I didn't been cooking mine for 10 because I had to get them in a pot. I always like collards, mustards, or turnips. I'm not a kale eater. But today I said, I'm not going to leave that one little green out that I don't like. They didn't have, in the store that I went to, all they had was kale and collard. So I said, I'm going to get one bunch of kale and see if that can taste like something. But cooking your greens on Sunday is like money in the bank. Let me tell you why. It's going to restore your health. If you have low iron, you won't have to worry about taking no iron pills. Cook your greens. Your greens are full. Do you see that green? It's got chlorophyll in it. Don't rinse them too much. Rinse them a little bit to make sure they clean. I put a little baking soda on mine. Maybe rinse them twice. Make sure they clean, no bugs in them. But if you rinse them a lot, you rinse the chlorophyll out. You don't have to add a lot of water to them. They have a lot of water in them. But you add a little bit of water. Look at that. It's like money in the bank. I did add like about maybe 4 ounces of water. But these greens, they make their own water. Look at that. Look at that. That's delicious. You got to get at least 4 or 5 bunches to make a big pot of greens. You want them all to be done. I'm going to let them cook a few more minutes. And the way that I cook my greens is I season my pot. I cut up a whole bell pepper, 2 stalks of celery, a half an onion, because I only had a half in there. But I would have put a whole onion and a clove of garlic. And then I put all those ingredients on the bottom, that onion, that celery, that bell pepper, that garlic. And then I got this that I use on my salad. This has all the herbs and no salt. I sprinkle this in the bottom, about 2 teaspoons, 3 tablespoons. I add in some black pepper, just this, because I don't have the crack. I got to get the cracked black pepper. I got some sea salt from the Dollar Tree, either pink or white sea salt. I add some of that. Another thing I like in my greens, I put curry. I like curry in my greens. And that's it. Now I am going to, I really don't do that with turmeric, except if I'm going to cook a meat for my son. But I'm going to put a little turmeric in my greens because turmeric is good for your blood. Turmeric and garlic help your blood flow better because it's going to thin it a little bit. You don't want your blood to be thick, where it's plating up. You want it to be flowing in your body. But you don't want it to flow so much that if you get cut, you can't stop the bleeding. So I couldn't get the Jiffy or whatever come in the box. I decided to start making my own bread. All you got to do is put you some flour and some cornmeal and some baking powder, baking soda, a little sugar, a little water, and turn you over some bread. So I'm going to show you how I'm going to make my bread real quick. And then I'm getting ready to eat me a little greens. And it ain't even time for dinner. Now, I don't know what else I'm going to put with the greens because I think I can make some macaroni. I have some cheese in there. And I have some noodles up there. And I'll probably put some black beans on the side, a can of black beans. And that's going to be my dinner. Greens, mac and cheese, black beans, and cornbread. I don't have any meat in the refrigerator up there. You know, I'm going vegan myself. But I do still cook meat for my son. And if my friend comes over, I'll make him some meat if he want meat. But my daughter told me no meat. So I'm trying to be obedient to this little girl who's a vegan of mine. She's so slim and pretty. I said if I could be that slim and pretty, I'd leave it alone just to see if I could get my weight down, you know. So I have me a little coffee when I'm cutting up my greens. I had to cut up all my greens. I got a little chopping block here. I get me 4. I get 3 collards, 1 kale, chopper. I had 2 bell pepper, but I made some spaghetti last night with some Italian sausage in there. My son ate all the sausage, so there's no sausage in the pot. There's no meatballs. I make them into meatballs, right? There's no meatballs. But he can have that spaghetti too, but he won't have no meat in it because he ate it out the pot. Only get 1 pack of little Italian meat, and I make me some little mini meatballs, and I put them down in that spaghetti and with that sauce and seasoning. That's how I make mine. That Italian sausage is good in there, but he ate all the meat, and I'm not gonna go back to the store to buy it. So he's just gonna be eating it without it or whatever. So I'm not eating meat. I mean black beans. I mean greens, cornbread. I don't have to make no macaroni. I just put some cheese over that little noodle spaghetti he got. Have me a little cup of coffee. Let me tell you what I do with my coffee, guys. At the dollar store, look what I got. I got this from Amazon. I'm getting ready to buy me a Carafat to make my coffee. I get this right here. I like hazelnut. And I don't put no sugar in it. I just put me a teaspoon of this in my coffee. This little hazelnut. I get this here at the Dollar Tree. Like when you go to Dunkin' Donut and you want them to give you some hazelnut and chocolate and all of that. Look what I got. I make my own. I got unsweetened cacao chocolate. Unsweetened. You put this in there and you put your hazelnut. And you got your own hazelnut mocha coffee. You hear me? This is what I do. Teaspoon of chocolate cacao. Teaspoon of hazelnut. This got a little sweetener in it. And my coffee and my hot water. And I'll be drinking, honey. You ain't got to do all that running till you're spending $3-4 for 1 cup of coffee. Who got time for that? Make your own. Learn how to get the same ingredients and save your money. Learn how to save your money. You'll go a long ways. I got to get me some flour and cornmeal and things like that. Now, I can't put eggs in it because I'm vegan. So I'm going to use a little oatmeal as a binder. I don't have the banana. I don't have the applesauce. You can use oatmeal. It helps bind stuff. I'm going to use me a little bit of oats, and that's going to bind this flour together so that I can make me some bread. I'm going to put a little sugar, I got a little white powdered sugar over here that I was using before I bought my my hazelnut stuff. But I'm telling you, this sugar here, guys, I can't use it. It gives me I can't use it. You know, in my coffee, it gives me yeast and stuff. I don't want nothing affecting my body like that. So I get this, the Dollar Tree. Sometimes I go in there, I get 3 or 4 of these different kinds of these and keep them in the bottom of the refrigerator. Because my son, he will drink those, try to drink those, but he noticed that it's strong. It has a strong taste if you drink it all down. But if you put a little teaspoon in your coffee, it's not as strong. So what I'm going to do is just turn over some bread. And when I turn these greens off here, I'm going to have me some greens and cornbread. And today, this is going to be for dinner. I'm just going to leave it out. I'm not going to put it in the fridge and have to reheat it. Nothing like that. It's ready. It's about ready, but a few greens is not done yet in here. Let me show you how it's coming along. I love greens, guys. Every Sunday, make some greens. Might not have a chance every day. Now, if you can put you some in a smoothie during the week, that'll help you too. It'll help your red blood cells because this has iron in it. Look at that. All of that ingredient in there. Look at that. Just let that cook down. And I cut everything up in there. I cut my stem. I cut the bottom, chop the bottom off, and I chop my stem. I chop them up, you know, go through them one time, one slice. I chop them up and put them in there. Now, all you got to do with this right here, the flour is self-rising itself. You put water in it and make you some cornbread, and it's going to be all good. Now, some people, they want to put an egg in here, oil, and all of that. And another thing, you're not supposed to heat olive oil. You're not supposed to heat it, because if you heat it, it's not good for your system. So what you can do when you cooking your greens is get you something called butter or ghee. You know, vegetarians, they eat Ghee. It's called ghee because it's healthier butter, but it's expensive. You put your little like ghee in that, that's the healthy butter. You know, our grandparents used to use lard when they cook stuff like chicken and greens. You're not supposed to heat olive oil, but I messed around and put some olive oil. They said olive oil, when you heat it, it's not good for your system. You're supposed to eat olive oil raw. You know, after you cook the greens, you can pour it on your plate, a little olive oil, on your greens or your salad. But you're not supposed to heat it. It doesn't have a high cooking capacity, olive oil. Now, I do think that some coconut oils might have a high cooking capacity. See how that's turning up enough that you can make patties out of it? This is bread. And the oats make it stick together. It don't take a lot to make bread. You don't have to go out of your mind. I need eggs. I need this. And I need all these extra ingredients. All this stuff costs too much money. Just, you know, be a little frugal with it. Just put your flour, put your oatmeal in there, and put your water, and make you some turnover patties. Sometimes, you know what I do with this? I put a lot of it in here, and I put it in my pie plate and put this in the microwave, and it's still bread. You know, I make it up, and I put it in the microwave, because I don't feel like standing up trying to turn it over on the stove. Because you don't want to, if you can only have, all I have is olive oil. If all you got is olive oil, you don't want to cook it for a long time. You just want to do your cooking and be done with it. So I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put this in the microwave. Put a little olive oil in the bottom and let the bread cook up in there real quick. What you do with this, you can make patties of it, like in a skillet. I think I'm going to make patties of it. That way I can eat one little patty of bread at a time. These greens are ready. I don't want to overcook them. When you overcook the greens, you cook the nutrients out. You want to have all of that good chlorophyll and all of those good nutrients in that green. But you won't want them to be so hard that you can't swallow them. You know, I just let my water cook all the way out the bottom. I consider it done. It's got a little bit more water in it. I'm going to let it go a little bit longer. Cook that water out. Let them steam up some more. Now, let's make us a patty with this bread to eat with the green. Need some more coffee over there. So I'm not supposed to use butter and all that, but I'm out of it. I'm going to just use a little of this oil and try to cook it up quickly. When that oil starts burning, you know, that's when it's bad for you. You don't want that olive oil to really, because it's not supposed to be, you're not supposed to cook with olive oil. I heard a doctor say it on YouTube. He said, any type of blend of this olive oil is only to eat on raw food, like salads, or you pour it over your greens, or when you fix your food, you add the olive oil. You're not supposed to cook. You can use ghee, Ghee, which is what vegans use. You can use butter that comes in a owl where you've added butter, or you can get lard or a high compressed coconut oil that says it's for cooking abilities. But I'm not supposed to cook with this olive oil, but it's all I have. So new. But remember, cooking a high amount of heat with olive oil changes the capacity of it when it goes into your body. It becomes unhealthy. I'm just letting you know what's going on. But, you know, I'm doing what I can over here because I don't have what I need. But I'll be going to the store this weekend, probably Monday. You know, I have to go to work Sunday night, but Monday I'll be at the store trying to get stuff in here I like, you know. But on Sunday, I'm going to make these greens. Just letting you know what's up. On Sunday, these greens will be on the table, honey. Yes, yes, yes. Because I have low iron. I don't like to take the iron pill because it constipates me. But, you know, if I can get my iron from eating the green foods, then I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. All you need is flour, water, and a couple of oats. Oats hold it together. Then you make your bread patty. See that? That's a bread patty there, made with olive oil. Not too much olive oil in it, seems like. But I want to cook it before the oil turns bad. You know, it changes the capacity of the oil. You're not supposed to be really cooking with this oil. But you know, as po people, we're doing something right. So let me get over here and make my coffee real quick. Put me some chocolate in there. I put me a spoon of coffee in there. And I put me a spoon of hazelnut milk. Two teaspoons of hazelnut milk in there. And that's my coffee. You know, I try to keep the hazelnut milk. But guys, I'm not going to let this video last very long. I have to read a couple more books of the book of Revelation. So, and this all I'm cooking today. I got my greens here. You know, I got my little cornbread patties coming. And I got some pasta I made. I'm going to put some cheese on top. I'm going to throw some black beans in the pasta. And I'm going to put some cheese on top. You know, I got the pasta over there in the pot right there. Rotini pasta. And that's how that's going to go. My fridge don't have much in it, but I'm going to go to the store and kind of fix it up this week. Yeah, so I'm going to turn these greens off. They've been cooking a long time. I don't want to cook the nutrients out. All right, guys, I'm going to rerun this video. We're going to read the book of Revelations.